Sean, 2015, Counter-Strike Go. What do you need from that game? What are you looking forward to?
So, because the game...
That's a sad little microphone.
It is. You have to, like, hold it up. It's
I
great.
apologize if it sounds like I'm wiggling the whole
God,
time.
that
sounded
sounded
great.
I'm doing my
Yeah.
best not to do that. What I want from it, I want 128 tick servers in ranked matchmaking.
I thought you were just going to say like $128 million.
Oh, no, yeah, that would be awesome. I do want that
Pro
too.
money.
Not exactly
wanna
CSGO
change
related,
mine.
but one of the things that really bugs a lot of competitive players is just like the registry on servers in matchmaking isn't as good as it could be. And Valve has addressed this before, and they say that the majority of CSGO players play it at a really, really low like frame rate and really low settings because their computers are just overall pretty
Whoops.
bad.
Beep.
31-16.
And but this affects players who are playing on nice machines and have really good connections because some of your shots won't register or you'll have bullets go right through someone. And with higher registry rates, like with a higher command rate and a higher like update rate, that is an issue that's totally solved. And you see this in ESEA and ESL, like all of the actual major tournaments. All of them are 128 tick servers or higher. Currently in CSGO for ranked matchmaking, it's 64 tick, which is like the minimum acceptable standard. I would love to see it go up to 128. I think that would be a huge deal, and a lot of players. That would make a lot of players really, really happy.
Do you think that's feasible?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, I understand the position that Valve has taken last year, which was that most players don't need 128 tick, is probably not true anymore. Like, the audience for that game has grown like 4 or 5 times over since last year. You see it in the Twitch streams. Like, it's now one of the top.
It had a weird
games.
explosion. In
Yeah, like a couple
huge
months ago, right?
explosion. Yeah, well, over this past year.
Yeah, it's like the last 6 months, really.
It went from like 50,000 players a night to like 450 or 500,000.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
over the last year.
I think it's because they started adding like the map pack stuff. And the
Yeah,
gun
the map
skins
pack
and
stuff.
They started adding
skins,
Dota hats,
yeah.
is what they did.
Skins were a big deal. There's a lot of people out there who play the game casually, but they're big like marketplace traders. Like they like to collect skins and trade them because some of those skins are really, really valuable. Like a couple $100. I mean, per skin, which
Doesn't
is
it have
crazy.
Stickers.
Yeah, so pro players and tournaments have
God.
like
Yeah.
souvenir stickers that you can only get during that time at the tournament, and they're really valuable. A lot of the modding and community stuff has really just bolstered people's interest in the game, which is really cool. So with all those people playing the game, it'd be great to give them a game that works. When you shoot people,
Yeah.
the bullets hit them.
That'd be great. To
Sounds
that
romantic.
end,
Yeah,
That's pretty important.
speaking of the success of that game in 2015, I want from CSGO the equivalent of their international. I want there to be the big Valve-funded, sponsored-driven tournament, like the thing
would be really
is
cool.
the pros.
I wonder how that would work because there's already a couple really like well-known, established CS:GO tournaments
Yeah.
that, and much like the fighting game community, CS:GO is very grassroots. Like they like the idea that they've been doing these tournaments on their own successfully for a long time without like external sponsorship
Right.
opportunities or
Without the
anything like
man
that. Even
bringing
though there
them
are a lot of
down.
sponsors involved already. I don't think people would be apprehensive about something like that, especially because, if it's Valve backing it and there's money to be involved, then you're going to see your favorite teams and your favorite players, and that's cool for everyone. But I also think, like, ESL and ESEA and, DreamHack, like, these are huge CSGO tournaments on their own. Another one wouldn't hurt, but it could possibly detract a little bit, I don't know.
I don't know, like with Dota, we just saw such an amazing spike in interest in player retention, in the amount of money that it made, that I feel like an international style event for CSGO could really elevate that game again. We saw 2014 was the year that Dota really, really got big. It didn't have a lot of time in 2013 to do that. 2014, it exploded. Around the time of the international, the player base went up huge. It stayed really high. You just saw more activity in that game and more interest.
Totally. I would love to see that for CSGO.
That'd be great.
I think money is the thing that you pointed out there that CSGO is currently lacking. Is like the prize pools aren't that big.
Sure.
If they were bigger, I think that would encourage a lot more players and tournaments to kind of get the best teams in the world to come play, because now there's a reason for them to go. Whereas before, you could sit at home, get paid your salary, play with your team, and boot camp for the really big tournaments, which make a difference. And if you win that one, then why would I have even played the other ones, right?
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
if they all have a significant amount of chunk of change to be earned, then sure, that would be awesome. And in that regard, like, if the international of CSGO is a big prize pool, then it can only help. the
Yep.
community.
Also, less cheating, please.
That was the second thing that I was going to say, which is a little bit more. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say it's selfish. A lot of players out there want a better VAC system, which is the CS:GO like hacking detection system. I don't know what it stands for. VAC. VAC.
It's Valve anti-cheat.
Yeah, there you go.
Vacuums
is-
and Cheetos.
It doesn't seem
Cheetos.
to work all that
My
well
bad.
in Counter-Strike Go. There's a significant amount of hacking going on in that game, particularly at the lower levels, which is the worst place you want it to be because that's where all the noobs are. And nothing is worse than coming in like, hey, I'm really stoked to play Counter-Strike for the first time. Oh, I'm going to get wrecked by someone who doesn't have walls in their game. Like,
Great.
It's
That's maybe
the
me.
worst.
Aw.
That's kind of been an issue with Counter-Strike for a while, though, right?
Yeah, and I don't know why exactly.
Wall
Like I've
hacks,
had this
map
discussion with a lot of different people, and no one can give me a direct answer, or no one can give me an answer that's really compelling, and they're all very different. Which is like, Dota is made by Valve, like Counter-Strike's made by Valve. Like, why is it so much easier to hack Counter-Strike than it is to hack Dota? And no one has an answer for that.
I don't think I've seen a single instance of someone cheating in Dota. At least nothing that I could detect.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I
Me
can't
neither,
even
and
think of
we-
like, oh, that happened for like most of the time. It's like I just don't understand why that happened because I lack the knowledge. Not he did something that's impossible.
Right.
That's wrong.
With League, I've seen like weird bots, but it's completely different. It's not hacking; it's just bots.
I haven't even seen bots.
Really, I've seen them in an ARAM, and they're the weirdest thing.
What do they do?
They just like run forward, and they'll just like start attacking the objective, but they'll kind of just skip. Sometimes they'll just skip creeps, and they'll go straight to the tower.
What is
and
the
they'll just
benefit of
die.
that? Why does
I
that
don't know.
exist?
Just experience. They want to
Yeah,
get the account
they'll-
to 30.
Yeah, they'll get to the account super high, and then they'll sell it.
And they have no kills and a
It's the
billion
worst.
deaths.
Yeah, and so if you get one on your team, it's like you might as well have someone just like AFK or something.
Great.
Cool.
It's the worst.